terrific Maryland team. Really has everything you could look for in a team, with a great point guard, depth at the inside positions, shooters on the court, really good team. So we are, the Purdue game obviously was one that we did not play as well as we can, and you got to credit that to a tremendous Purdue team. The good news is that we put 70 points on a really good defensive team. The bad news is our defense in the second half was just awful. And so as a result, you lose that game. So you all want your Karras report, right? Which it seems we've been having the injury report here for about 3 years. So the injury report is less pain every day, less yesterday. We elected not to have him still practice yesterday because let the healing try to complete itself. I'm not optimistic about tomorrow. The longer it goes, the more he's going to need 2 or 3 days of practice, or he won't be ready, or we could risk further injury. So that's what I got to say, and that's all I prefer to say. So if you ask me anything more, I already said it. And I said it well, too. I said it was well said.
Jacob watches.
Yes, Jacob. Anything that doesn't ask a question about Karras.
Maryland seems like a team that can kind of hurt you in a lot of ways. They have, guards, Trimble and Sugman, also some pretty capable bigs too. What's kind of the biggest thing you're focusing on going into it, such a well-rounded team?
Well, Trimble, if you watched them, when Wisconsin hit the 3, right, to tie the game the other day, and it was like he just comes down the court, and there was no panic at all. It reminded me of a guy we had as well. He just, okay, well, I guess I just got to win it now, and he did it. So he obviously, like Trey Burke, is a tremendous player, but he's also got, like Trey Burke, he's got a lot of pieces around him that they continue to do well with the transfer route and the fifth-year guy again, or whatever Suleiman is. And so it's a challenge because once again they're going to have a much more experienced team than us, and we're trying to get there, but we just can't get there.
Chris?
What's Derek's role in Karras' absence, and do you think he's got another gear yet that he can give you?
Absolutely, absolutely, and that we're encouraging that. I mean, just look at his shooting numbers right now. For as far as a point guard, I mean, his shooting numbers. So we want him to, where he's always been a pass-first point guard. That's not a bad thing, but he's got to. The way he's shooting the ball, whether it's off the dribble, good game, bad game, he makes shots, and we want him to take shots because he's pretty good at making them.
You think there are times he's hesitant to do that?
Yeah, without question.
Yeah.
Without question, and that's it's a tough thing to figure out sometimes. There's some guys you can't tell them that, they think every shot's a good shot. Measure himself a little bit, and that's with me and him and everybody. We got to encourage him to shoot it when he's open, pass it when he's not.
And then real quick, what makes him such a great rebounder for his size?
That's tough to figure out. He got one yesterday, Chris, in practice, and I just said, sometimes you have these players and you look at weaknesses they may have, blind spots they may have, and then I look at that and I said, I probably never have another point guard, that rebounds and elevates like he does. You never saw him dunk in a game, and you may never see that. But that's where some of his rebounds were ones that were way above the rim. So he can jump off 2 feet really well. That's helpful.
Brendan?
I guess just when it comes to kind of trying to figure out how to replace Karras, on a game-by-game basis, I guess just how much more difficult is it when it's, you want to replace the scoring, you also want to replace the assists,
Yeah.
you also, and there's no one
Steals.
body,
Yeah.
everything. So I guess how do you play off of that
What we're
minute-wise
trying to do,
one?
and this is the good news, is that we have some options that we can use that maybe we wouldn't have used. And now we got to just put those in games and say, okay, here's your opportunity, right? Muhammad seized a great opportunity to play major minutes the other day. Mark and DJ both had some great opportunities, and I'm confident they can play better. They can shoot from the outside. All these things are that you might not had to go to, right? You go to, and every time they're going to get. Our hope is every time they're going to get a little bit better.
And I guess just to kind of follow that, when the offense is kind of maybe getting a little stagnant or whatever, you kind of desperately need someone to get the ball and go. Obviously, Muhammad can give that to you, but do you want him to be the guy in late in the game that kind of takes over?
Well, in that game, he was a guy that we felt, whether it's matchup related, whether it's just he's feeling it. In that game, we were trying to get him to be in more of a ball handling decision making process, And his decision was, here, try and stop this, and he did real well with it. So it just, like I said, that 25 points off of him. I mean, he came out of the summer with an injured hamstring, and I mean, he was on the scout team the first week because he'd come out of the summer with this nagging hamstring and hadn't been able to put in the time. And he just went, wow, he just, right now, he's diving on the floor, he's doing all the things that you sort of expect from a sophomore, but that wasn't indigenous to him coming in, of defending and doing some of the things he's doing right now. Now, as he increases his court awareness and we put him in more ball screen, we have high expectations.